I'd like to reintroduce to the stage the very welcome Andy V.Frost, who delighted us in the first half with his tour around Scotland. Here he is.
Thank you. We had the series mono-direction in the first half. Now we're going all sorts of directions. I'm not completely unromantic. This poem was written in the first flushes of love. Sex. Sorry. It's called Love Wrote This Poem. Gently, gently, gently mild. Quicker, harder, faster, wild. You, me, no pretense of symmetry, no touch of dignity nor humility. We act as one in ways of sea and ebb and flow and touch and go. Plunging deep, bottomless caverns, soaring high, multiple spasms. Is this love? Maybe just lust. But it doesn't matter, this is us and a story of the endless kiss. Your dreams, my wish to grant you all the infinite ecstasies that are within my power to give. I have other reasons, but it's a good way to live and thrive, an excuse to be with you, my only heart's desire. You bet I'm on fire for you, only you, just feed me a cue. Anything will do to look you in the eyes and tell you true. I love you. Memo to self, do not drink too close to going back on stage. Croydon's been like a second home to me since I've worked there in the mid-80s. Currently a very dear friend of mine lives there, and during the riots I knew both the buildings that were destroyed by fire. The first one, which is Royal Mansions, had Greyhound motorcycles in it. It also, when I was working up there, it also had the chemist that used to do my photographs. And Reeves Corner, because of where my lady friend is, we walked past there several times. Rather sad. Anyway, this is 8th for the 8th for the 11th, a personal record. This is 8th for the 8th for the 11th, a personal recollection of the Croydon riots. Places I know are no longer whole. I saw them in flames yesterday. Mixture of sadness, anger and pain. Worried and scared for my friend. A wall of fire between her and her home, a war zone. Me, wall-to-wall life coverage and a phone. Trying to reach out, find her, guide her. Wanted to hire a tank to go and get her so I could hold her and keep her safe from the madness. Hundreds were going through this. Not just us. But I don't think I've ever felt so alone. Places I know are no longer whole. I saw their ashes today. I was in the Victoria and Albert recently, and I happened to notice Rodin's The Muse. And while it was done for a specific display, I thought she looked rather uncomfortable. Bent over like that again. And it made me think, what do we put our own muses through? So this is Muse. Stripped of her drapes, she stands bare on a pedestal, in discomfort, twisted by the design of the mind who made her. She suffers silently amidst tributes to perfection. I've always wondered why I don't get more gigs, and I think sometimes it's maybe because I don't buy the host book. Seriously, I actually love live poetry more than reading it. I love reading out to you, but I love live poetry, so I'm expanded on the bias for spoken poetry. Your verbal flood is drying quickly on the page, its lifeblood desiccating. The transition from oral to text has drained its emotions. I, vicarious vampire, ask of you, sing me your stanzas that I may drink of them. take sustenance from their passion, meaning, intensity. The ink on the page has fossilised. I'm unfulfilled and hungry for spoken rhythm and verse. Please succour me audibly. Quick bit of madness. Mermaids. I sit on a rock, bit out from the shore. Salt spray on my face, the tide coming in. Friends calling out, come ashore, are you mad? Come back to land. But I'm not mad. I can see the mermaids and I'm going to join them for a swim. Some of you might notice I occasionally like a bit of solitude with my other pleasures. Sometimes anything an excuse to indulge that, whether it be a bike or a kite. This is kite and I. Sorry, that gets right in my eye line. Kite and I. These striding winds are all for us, my playful friend. Take my dreams with you, soar high and fast, let this theatre of open air enfold us. With leashed input, I'll hold you tight then loose, to make you dance and loop. You'll be flying, my mind skying, fuel for these precious moments between us. We'll relish the twists and turns, swoop low, climb high, ride the updraft, surmount the sky and forget the world it can exist for a while without us. I like music. I like opera and other things. And I got lucky and I saw an incredible touring production of La Traviata. She sang the part of Violetta. With hands reddened by applause, the zenith of emotion elicits gentle tears. My heart surges to embrace the raw feelings, still reverberating with the echoes of the final aria. Caressed by oral majesty, I float languidly on an ethereal plateau. My smile shows pleasure, whilst my aficionado, companion and friend whispers, La Divina, for measured comparison. I know the name, but it has small meaning to me. This evening is my experience. Every quaver and clef that was sung continues to resonate throughout all my hidden hollows. I hum the melody, over and over in my mind, trying to recall forever every little nuance of the music and song that I heard. I do not want this moment to end, for tonight I've been touched by the power of the diva. At the other end of the spectrum, I like Rockin Bob, and I go to some local gigs, and I got invited to this. And on the grounds of let the title do some of the work of the poem, this is a day at a small charity garden concert by the riverside. Sounds swan over the water. Old pearls jam with young Brit dreamers and midway oysters, mixing eras and styles of rock, folk and blues for the pleasure of a sun-baked audience of family, friends and fans. Passers-by pause to listen, add to the tin jangled in front of them before resuming their stroll. Cameras click to record the happenings, snapping strings, shredding solos, feedback screams, good vibes and smiling faces. Laughter to jokes from the musos, from the throng, from the kids and diversions that only they know the rules to. Drink cans gasped open, fizz into glasses, people gas to old friends and new acquaintances, between swigs of drink, mouthfuls of picnic till cutlery clinks on empty plates. The hubbub drops as the sun sets, cools slowly down to summer evening mellowness. The headliners step up, strum to tune, launch into song and in between raconteuring. The audience cheer, laugh, heckle, sing along aloud, applaud from the heart past their hurting hands right to the last of the encores and the thank yous, good nights and catch you soons are said to a tired, happy crowd. right off the cuff, often inspired by events, films, pictures, happenings. I was watching the film performance, Edward Fox, Mick Jagger, Keith Richards' girlfriend that I just forgotten the name of, she doesn't matter, that's the one, and Michelle Breton, and the whole movie finished in a blur, a psychedelic blur, mixing a blurring of realities and identities. I found myself writing something. This is loosely based on the film, and to start it with a quote from the film. The only performance that makes it all the way, is one that achieves madness. This is performance, a pas de deux on psychedelic mushrooms with Lucy. Even through this paranoid haze of pounding drums and pulsating rainbows, I find I can still identify with her. She is with me, the player, the runaway gangster, the juggling thug. She, the toy, the fearless boy, the conduit. We act out dreams, ride, spin in circles of colour, spray lurid debris in our swirling wake as we twist together, snap apart, then recombine, more mixed, less separate, more blurred, less sane. She is me, is she in me. We are merged, interwoven but broken. Naivety in search of an anchor strong enough to resist this cyclone that tears at our realities, polarises and fractures our duality, pushes us deeper into the centrifuge, oscillating, gyrating, whirling, twirling, hurtling, reeling, rolling, revolving, evolving, devolving, turning, faster, far. Lucy! I'm losing my grip. Lucy! I can't hold on. Sleep with me, Lucy, for the want of lust. Give me one last dance. Everything feels wrong for me. I've lost my demons. Show me the way to hell, Lucy. Compound my self-disgust. All is wrong, all is lost, all is bust. It's too late for me now, Lucy. I can't activate self-destruct. Do it now, Lucy, please, you must, just must. Take aim and pull the trigger, Lucy. Shoot me, bang! This performance is over.
So Andy roars off into the sunset in a psychedelic swirl. Give him another round of applause. Before I reintroduce